Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise and was whisked away to Monomi's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monomi, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monomi scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monomi scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monomi lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monomi tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monomi, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monomi. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
Oh my. You're still talking about that? Yes, you're right. Then I'll just have to do my best to keep the Hanamura diner from going out of business until then. I'll be fine. Moms are strong. I won't lose to some illness.
What? World Ender? It's not the Future Foundation's fault. Rather, the fault lies with you guys. My name is Makoto Naegi. Like you, I'm also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy. And right now, I'm a member of the Future Foundation. Of course, I don't mind rescuing you guys. But before that, you all need to fully accept the situation you're in. Why do you think the Future Foundation decided to put you guys into the Neo World Program? The Neo World Program has another name. The Hope Restoration Program. By now, you should understand your true identities. Before you arrived here, Monokuma should have shown you guys some clues. Put them all together, and try thinking about it. Who are the 15 survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? Who are the remnants of ultimate despair? If you put it together and think about it, you should be able to understand why you were put into the program. Yes, both of those phrases refer to you guys. That's right. Not only are you guys the survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, in the beginning, we took in 15 of you as survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, but upon further investigation, we discovered an unbelievable truth. The 15 people we acquired were actually the horrifying remnants of despair. Yes, they're responsible for the tragedy and brought chaos into the world. Despair in human form, but utterly devoid of humanity. That's what you guys really are. The ultimate despairs don't care about principles or morals. They just spread despair everywhere they go. They live solely to torment everything, to burn everything, to kill everything. Nagito probably did what he did because he managed to learn the unbelievable truth. No, it used to have profiles from after you entered the school, but Nagito destroyed them before you saw it. Anyway, it's the absolute truth that the file had profiles about you guys after you entered the school. And after Nagito obtained the file and learned the truth, what did he try to do to you guys? That's right. After seeing the file, he learned that everyone, including him, was ultimate despair, and he tried to kill everyone except the traitor. Yes, because of his love for hope and his hatred toward despair. I sort of understand that feeling. It might seem unbelievable because you guys only have memories from before you entered the school, but it all happened at Hope's Peak Academy. You were tainted by ultimate despair because at Hope's Peak Academy, you were in contact with her, the true ultimate despair. Junko Enoshima. She strongly influenced you all during your time at the school. And that's why you became ultimate despair. In order to remove that influence, you've been placed into the Hope Restoration Program. The reason you're able to act like your normal selves is because you're within the Neo World Program. But your true bodies in the real world are different. In the real world, you're part of a group that cruelly destroyed your family, friends, and even your own body. Don't turn away from the truth! It appears you've remembered a little. Now, face what you've done, and from there, you will finally take your first steps on the path to hope, because you're all ultimate despair. You killed your friends and family, and you even destroyed your own bodies. To doubt hope? How much despair is within you guys? Not just any woman's arm. It was the late Junko Enoshima's arm. He probably thought that by becoming one with Junko Enoshima, he could make her survive within him. The ultimate despairs defy understanding. They have no problem severing their own limbs. It's too soon to feel sick. That's not even the worst thing the ultimate despairs have done. Some wasted away to skin and bones through continuous fasting in order to reach the despair of starvation. Others gave their own families to Junko just to perform killing experiments on them. Not just that. After Junko's death, they slaughtered countless people by forcing them to commit suicide. One person even implanted one of Junko's eyes into their own socket. Perhaps they wanted to see her despair? And not just that. Some even tried to have children with Junko's dead body, so you feel despair toward yourselves in the real world. I understand that feeling, but there's no need to worry. If you just advance toward the hope I provide, you'll definitely be saved. Of course. That's my purpose, after all. That's why the Neo-World program was created too. Essentially, your cohabitation inside the Neo-World program was just a simulation. If we remove the memories of your time at Hope's Peak Academy, would it also remove your ultimate despair? I guess I can say that the test was a success. Even though it deviated greatly from the original plan of graduating after gathering the Hope fragments, nevertheless, you guys were able to overcome your unexpected trials and make your way here. That's why all you need to do is choose graduate. If you choose to graduate, and the observer determines that there are no problems, you will complete the Hope Restoration program, and your avatar will be uploaded into your real body. If an avatar that needs to be uploaded has been deleted, there's nothing we can do. You'll just have to continue living your tropical life. Strange. You still don't understand? Normally, ultimate despairs like you guys would just be abandoned. But I'm telling you, I'm here to help. You should be thankful for how open-minded the Future Foundation is. Just listen to the Future Foundation. The Future Foundation is the world's hope, you know? I said I'm going to save you guys. Why aren't you listening to me? The Future Foundation is the world's hope. No one can defy the Future Foundation. It's foolish to even think about it. My actions? What was that again? That's weird. Wait, where'd you find that out? Oh man, I've been found out.
How disappointing! And I thought I was on the right track!
Don't press it! This is Junko's trap! I'm Makoto Naegi. Makoto Naegi of the Future Foundation. I'm sorry I'm late. I actually wanted to come rescue you sooner, but thanks to the virus infecting the Neo-World program, I wasn't able to enter. Did you also time my arrival? No. It doesn't matter. I'm going to save everyone. And then I'm going to settle this between us once and for all. If I hadn't, then I wouldn't have been able to save everyone. I already know the risks of being here. The fact that you guys are even thinking like that is Junko's trap. She's lying to you about your dead friends coming back to life. If you knew Junko's true goal, you'd know she's lying. Yeah. Junko's goal is to convert the Hope Restoration Program to the Despair Restoration Program. As part of the graduation program, your avatar's memory and consciousness is uploaded into your real body. However, none of us expected that any of the avatars would get deleted. Junko has taken advantage of that opportunity. She intends to use her version of Alter Ego, the AI she stole my friend's skill to create, and upload herself into the bodies of everyone whose avatar was deleted. Like the real world, once an avatar is deleted from this virtual world, it can't be recovered. It's actually impossible to revive them. No, there's a reason Junko couldn't do that. That's why she made you guys kill each other. Junko usurped Usami's authority as an observer, and her role as your teacher, because Junko Enoshima is the true ultimate despair. She doesn't yearn for any kind of future at all. She fills every person she meets with despair. Junko robs the futures of everyone she interacts with. You ultimate despairs are among her many victims. Don't give up yet! There is a way you guys can get out of here, without letting Junko out. It's a hidden command I set up in the Neo-World program. Basically, I never believed the Neo-World program was a perfect solution. There was always a possibility that Usami's hope might have made things even worse for you guys. So I prepared a way to shut down the program in case of emergencies. You know about it? No need to worry. Even I knew we couldn't activate the shutdown. It's not that we have no chance of winning. The only reason I'm here is because there is a chance. I believe in them. I believe they will definitely come. Kyoko! Byakuya! I knew you guys would come. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. So how about it? There are 8 people now. We have enough to activate the shutdown sequence. If you shut down the Neo World program, everything within the program will be deleted. It will obviously delete Alter Ego Junko, along with your avatars here. They have to know everything, or else they won't agree to do it. It might be a painful decision, but I know you guys will be able to overcome it. That's why, in order to defeat despair, I want you guys to fight alongside us. It's gonna be alright. Your real bodies have just been brainwashed. That's why I'm pretty sure you'll quickly revert back to the state you're in right now. I asked the same thing in the real world, but nobody would give me an answer. Even so, we kept trying over and over again, until it was finally possible for us to enter the program just a short time ago. That's just your imagination. It's true that we fell for this trap, and that we run the risk of not being able to go back. But what's wrong with that? Thinking we'd back down because of something like that is a huge mistake. Huh? Junko? I don't care what you say. I've decided to believe in everyone. It's true that they walked the wrong path before, but that's all in the past now. What I believe in is not their past, but their futures. No matter what you do to me, I will never fall into despair. How about it, Kyoko? Liar! There's no way. There's no way Hajime is Izuru Kamukura! Could it be created hope? That might be Izuru. A while back, I saw a file kept by the Future Foundation. For many years, Hope's Peak Academy was researching a breakthrough plan to cultivate personal talent. Huh? If you do that, everyone who died will be taken over by Junko's alter ego. You can't believe her! That's how she works! You guys, you can't buy into this. Think carefully about which is true hope. If everyone can overcome despair, you guys should be able to grasp true hope. Huh? Can't do it? Hajime! You can't lose hope! Hajime. Everyone, thank you. Huh? At least, this wasn't the ending prepared for them. This was the ending they created. Regardless, there's no need for us to do anything. I got it! Then, I guess we should get going. I don't think that's the case. I mean, if they did turn back, they wouldn't have said that they'd stay on this island. I can't really say for sure, but that's what I believe. No, the possibility isn't a problem. They've accepted their hopes and their despair, and they're trying to create their own future. Even if there's the smallest possibility, they're still trying to create that future for themselves. In their eyes, that is the future. But strangely enough, I have a feeling that they'll be able to reach it. Maybe, for people like that, miracles are inevitable. Don't you think? Haven't grown up? We need to work on concealing it. About that. I was gonna think about it while I was on the ship. Huh? Why? Fine, then let's go. We must create our own futures, too.
That's not something you need to take your time saying. Even though it took some time for 2 people to enter the program simultaneously, it appears we made it. It can't be helped. In order to stop you, that suicidal move was our only choice. It doesn't mean you'll be deleted. The program will just finish without completing the graduation program. Your avatars will not upload. So you will revert to your original state before you entered the program. I understand your concern, but this is the only way to stop Junko. Don't worry. Once you get out, we will do our best to support you. Of course not. We would never allow that to happen. This isn't a game, you know. We tried to hack in many times, but the virus within the program blocked us at every turn. We didn't know what would happen to the subjects if we cut the power while the program was still running. There's no way we'd jeopardize your safety by taking such a gamble. We do not feel despair. Even if this was all a trap, we will never regret coming here. But that's impossible. Everyone here understands how dangerous it is to release you into the real world. Looks like you shouldn't have talked so much. Out of the mouth comes evil, so they say. Enough already. What are you talking about? Izuru Kamukura? Even within Hope's Peak Academy, there's very little information about a person called Izuru Kamukura. It's a mystery if such a person ever really existed. And not just that, The matter was closed without ever being settled because of that incident. If I recall, they were trying to protect their superior talent. They even called it mankind's hope, correct? Information about Izuru completely vanished after that incident. What did they do to him? Did they really do something like that? That's not it. What we're saying is that's what she does, so she can lure you all toward despair. Right now, it's finally started to calm down. If Junko Enoshima makes it to the real world, countless victims will fill the streets. The world will regress to an era of bloodshed, chaos, and worldwide rioting. We won't let them do that. If Junko escapes to the real world, there will be countless victims again. Everyone, get a hold of yourselves. If we don't rid the world of despair, the tragedy will start once again. I guess it's just as Hajime said. Even so, the only thing we can do now is leave it to them. This game world is going to end soon. There is nothing more we can do. Apparently they've finished the preparations. We can leave any time. Perhaps they're thinking about helping their sleeping friends? Whether they know it or not, the fact that they're already clinging to that feeling shows they're no longer who they were in the past. But in reality, the possibility of those who are asleep waking up is close to zero. That's the main reason we decided to come with you, leaving them on this island. If the higher-ups at HQ find out about this, it will definitely cause a scene. And what do you intend to explain to HQ? Good luck. I'm not going to help you that much. Then let's go back as well. We're not even close to finished yet. There's still a lot we must do. Besides the Future Foundation, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is not finished. We must end this once and for all, for the sake of the future. Plus, there's someone waiting for you to return.
Believe. Try putting yourself in our shoes before you drag us into situations like this. We'd be better off leaving behind someone who jumps to conclusions without listening to our warnings. I must say, now that I'm seeing her up close, she's much bigger than I remembered. Shut up. You shut up too. Why are you crying? Just ignore her. As long as we activate the shutdown sequence, it'll be the end of her in this messed up world. No need to worry. We won't let you get hurt. Is there a reason to tell them all that? We're not joking. That is your past. Nobody can escape their past. Enough! My patience is wearing thin. Let's hurry and start the shutdown sequence already. You sure did. Not only that, the Neo World program stopped accepting shutdown commands from the outside. As a last resort, we considered cutting power to the program, and this is the only thing we could do to stop you. But, nevertheless, it's all over. We will shut you down and end all of this. That's only if the shutdown sequence doesn't activate, right? That can't be. It's just a bluff. And you're the one who set it up, right? How can someone from the reserve course have such an amazing talent like that? Hope cultivation plan. What is that? Did you say transformed? Could it be? The one who uploaded you into the Neo World program was... Hold on. You can't do that. There is no reason to listen to her. Hurry up and start the shutdown. What is it? Why are we still waiting? Do you still not understand what's going to happen to the real world if Junko escapes? How many victims do you think the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is claimed? At this point, this is the only way. Are you really going to let her take over your friends' bodies? For your protection. This is your responsibility since you're the ones who fell to despair. What was that just now? Why did Usami appear? She should have already disappeared. Are you saying they're moving towards such an uncertain future on purpose? Hey Makoto, is this really okay? You're the one who said, leave the questions to me, so I let you take the lead. Are they really going to be okay? Didn't they just turn back into ultimate despair? It seems that there are too many soft-hearted people here. The smallest possibility. You might as well call it a miracle. As cheesy as ever. Seriously. You haven't grown up at all. Well, who cares? I guess I'll respect your decision. This time. However, what comes next is going to be difficult for us. That's not a problem. You should at least be glad that we decided to respect your decision. It seems I must fight alongside you all for a little while longer. Don't make me remember something so horrifying. Should I begin with a brief introduction of myself? My name is Byakuya Togami. I've made you wait. I am not fat. Such silly talk. This is your leader's order. Do you honestly think that is a large pile of food? Don't worry. Let me say this. I said get lost. Listen. Rejoice. I am not just a mere pig. I will guide you all. Listen. Let's eat. Follow me. Ham hands? Thank you. I've always I've always wanted someone to say that to me. Don't make me repeat myself. What? It's all clear now. That's fine. Naturally, that's enough. What? Stop talking. What did you say? Come on. Interesting. What are you thinking? Just give up! In other words, I see. It's certainly possible, so that's it. Very strange. Why? What did you say? What? What? This can't be! It can't be! What did you say? But that's... Let's go. Goodbye. I don't have time to play with you. In the name of my family. What do you want? Yes, such ignorance. Haha, that's right. Not possible. Quiet. I see. What the hell? What's going on here? That's enough. Ourselves. Being brought to a tropical island with complete strangers in order to kill each other to escape. That creates fear in our minds, and the desire to escape that hopeless fear is our worst enemy. How in the world did you end up in such a compromising position after tripping? No, I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not. Look carefully at this dish. And just what is stabbed into this roasted meat? That's right. This iron skewer is definitely a dangerous item. I must take full responsibility and collect it.
I see. So that's your reaction to seeing an extra-large high school girl. But are they really that big? Don't you think they're pretty small? But the final boss in a certain action game is much bigger. You know, that game. Kniferella. I see. An estimated bust size of 15 meters, huh? My boobs are hopelessly huge. Hey, want me to squish you in between them? Big boobs feel good, you know. If this was a pandering fan service game full of pretty girls, there'd be a CG close-up of my cleavage. But, too bad, this isn't a fan service game. Of course, since it's not an action game either, you won't even get to experience the refreshing sensation of battling an enormous final boss. So fucking hopeless!
I'm shocked you'd call me this thing. Oh, you're so mean.
I get easily bored of my personality. Like, I already got bored of my personality who gets easily bored. And that's when Fuyuhiko would say, "It's too damn soon to say you got bored, right?"
I have plenty of data on you guys, so it's so easy for me to know what you're all thinking.
I got bored of getting bored. Jeez, even when I'm dead, I still get bored. This sucks. It's true, I did end up dying the last time. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to go so fast. I couldn't help it, you know? It was my first time. Jeez, stupid. You're the one who made me go. Do you guys know about an artificial intelligence called alter ego? Exuberance! We are now an AI! We have transcended humanity. You see, my personality is like this because I'm the type who dies easily, right? That's why I made my own AI program while I was still alive. And then someone uploaded me into this Neo-World program. And that's how alter ego Junko hopelessly appeared in front of you guys. Don't get cautious and think stuff like, what can we do? I mean, we're all ultimate despair here. Each and every one of our classmates looked at us like we're a bunch of loogies on the side of the road. So let's all be friends. Man, they hate me. And I was thinking of you guys when I tampered with the graduation program. But they still hate me. Remember what that fake Makoto said earlier? About what happens to you when you graduate, right? I feel like you guys weren't getting a big enough reward for graduating. So I decided to modify what happens so it's something exciting and unique. Just like a game. Uploading your game memories into your real bodies is fine, but letting your friends stay dead just sucks. That's why I decided to resurrect them. This is the new graduation program I'm offering. It was like real hard, you know? The graduation program is the core part of this game, so it was protected with a lot of encrypted code. It took me a long time. I felt so much despair about how useless I am. Well, one advantage of being an AI is that I got smarter with computers. Before that, every time a computer froze, I used to put it in the microwave and nuke it.
Show of hands, class. How long do you think it took for me to modify it?
Did you forget? You gotta answer questions to progress the story. That's the rule of this game, right? By the way, I'll give you a clue. You guys were always watching time slip away at a certain place. How brilliantly wrong! You're totally wrong about that tricky timer. How should I put this? I was just goofing around. I mean, isn't stuff you don't understand exciting even though you don't get it? It's kind of like superhero cosplayers, or someone else's designs of alien life and stuff, right? In the end, it was meaningless. Does that fill you with despair? Like getting booted from a game server? You know those murder mysteries where the culprit is really the detective who's investigating the murder? Well, I'm so over predictable crap like that. Just what did you expect at this stage of the game? Well, in a way, the countdown implied I was on a mission. Did you ever make up your own silly rules, like don't step off the white line when you cross the road? I was testing myself to see if I could get you guys into the graduation program before the timer reached 0. Don't be so disappointed. It's totally true. I had a hard time manipulating the program. While you guys were at the beach making wrinkly dog faces, I was working so hard on my own, you know? Like I said, it's easy. It's just a game after all. Yeah. Each and everything that happened in this world was just an event within the game. There's no way anything that occurred in the game could affect the real world. The game where you throw my words back at me is over. So you don't really have to worry about it. That's right. That's why you should finish this game and go back to living a normal life in the real world. Man, so annoying. You're so petty. It's not like you're a housewife living on a tight budget. All I want is to put on this graduation performance in a more dramatic way. Well, if you doubt me, you don't have to go back. Is that what you want? Not to go back? Just as expected from the winners of this killing school trip. Your will to live is truly ultimate. Wonderful. That's just more reason for you to execute your role as devices. Okay, now let's stop stalling for time with exposition and hurry up and do it. Now then, why don't you guys just go ahead and answer with the touch panel that's in front of you? I'm gonna do it. I'm seriously gonna do it. If you don't hurry up, I'm seriously really gonna do it. You don't have to say, who are you talking to? It doesn't concern a chump like you, Hajime. It's not again. This time, it's the real one. Just when the chumps are in a pinch, he's suddenly able to enter for reasons unknown. And thus, the main character gallantly appears. So cool! I'm drooling! So much! I'm drooling! I can't stop my leaking! Since I used my tricks to hack into the program, he must have hacked in with his tricks too, right? That's also how you kept your memories, right? Even though you haven't aged a day, just like these guys. Don't you understand? It doesn't matter how you got here. As long as you're here, you'll be treated like one of my students. Which means you must respect my authority. Ugh, you always had such reckless hope. I love you so much that you disgust me.
Who? Little old me?
That doesn't mean I was lying, you know? I just didn't make some things clear. And even if they're overwritten by my alter ego, it doesn't mean they'll be a completely different person. The data of everyone who died is stored within me, so I'm sure I can convincingly act out their personalities. In fact, I have a lot of data on Fuyuhiko, so I know some things that'll make you happy. I could play a version of Peko that's more to your liking than she ever was. Operation Junkify All Mankind begins here! After uploading my alter ego into everyone who died, I'm gonna take over the Future Foundation's headquarters. And then, eventually, there's gonna be a whole lot of me's all over the world! With this, my despair utopia, where you can despair as you please, Junko Land, will be complete! That's Operation Junkify All Mankind in a nutshell. Oh yeah! Our dreams are expanding and ending. Is that what you want me to do? Is it still too late to do that? Man, I was so annoyed. I had the authority to add rules, but no authority to delete rules. Oh well, even if I could have deleted rules, I was still busy with my whole taking over your bodies plan. Like I said, I personally didn't care about the outcome of the killings.
Chump change.
That's my Makoto. You understand me so well. For me, despair is not a goal or a set of principles, or a lifestyle, or even an instinct. It's what defines me as Junko Enoshima. It's just my characterization. That's why I'm able to pursue despair with such purity. For example, want to hear about a beautiful memory that even I, who gets bored easily, still remember fondly? Picture thousands of fools who are madly in love with me, dying one by one like insects doused with bug spray. And the best part is, They did it to themselves, you know?
Thousands of humans falling like dominoes. Oh, that memory is so beautiful. It made my brain melt.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot you're a survivor of the reserve course. By the way, I'm so sorry for your loss. You don't have to be that surprised. You all look like your parents, friends, and lovers all died at once. Oh, that was so rude of me. There's no way you guys even have meaningful relationships like that anymore. I mean, you're all ultimate despair. You guys have already eaten your fill of despair. If someone like me is born, that means the world is yearning for despair. But if you do that, you guys won't be able to return to the real world, right? It's such a cruel fate for you guys. But it's awfully convenient for the Future Foundation. They'll be able to keep all the ultimate despairs, including me, trapped in this game forever. But ultimate despair is hated worldwide, and their lives are no doubt targeted by the Future Foundation. Oh well, if you don't want to acknowledge that, I guess it just can't be helped. Can't be helped. LOL. But it's so ironic. You came all the way here just to find out that graduating is the wrong choice. Even though you came all this way to win the game. Even though you kept sacrificing your friends to win.
The goal you guys squirmed to reach was wrong all along. Isn't that just so fucking tragic?
No, there's no way such a convenient... Huh? There is? Really? Well, that's the first I've heard of it.
Dear me, I have an unfortunate announcement to make, class. You cannot activate the shutdown.
More importantly, do you know why? Do you know why you can't activate the shutdown?
Pay attention, class. According to my information, in order to initiate the shutdown, out of 15 people, more than half of them must press graduate and repeat at the same time. Am I correct?
Even if you want to cheat, I won't let ya. The shutdown sequence won't activate unless it knows that different people initiated it.
So it's totally impossible.
Then try explaining it to us. What is this chance of winning of which you speak? What? I can't hear you.
You gotta speak up since you're so puny.
How exciting! I haven't seen these faces in ages. It's like opening your high school yearbook 10 years later. What? What kind of man isn't excited by big women? Once you gain some more experience, you'll understand. There's a lot of kinky things you can do with big girls. The former heroes plunging themselves into the game world, ignoring all danger. Jeez, stupids! Making such a suicidal move. Did you really want to see me that badly?
You guys showed up looking all cool and stuff, and now all the ultimate despairs. They'll be treated like even bigger chumps.
That's right. Back to being hopelessly controlled by me. When you used to feel despair upon despair. But I thought the Future Foundation wanted to kill every last ultimate despair. When you say support, do you mean I'll make sure you don't suffer when I kill you, or... Can you stop saying cheesy stuff like brainwashed? Washing your brain is like... really nasty. It doesn't matter what you want. That's the reality. Every meaningless thing that happened here will vanish from your minds. Memory's not all that'll go back to normal. If you've lost a limb, like Nagito, it'll still be gone when...
It seems my teachings were quite thorough. However, if you ask me...
People who cling to stuff like hope, talent, or admiration are truly the weakest. Guys who desperately want to reach the top. They don't think about what'll happen when they're pushed off. They're probably too concerned with having a really nice view while they condescend to others. Shoving off guys like that is so easy. I happen to know 17,082 ways to do that. The point is, the moment you cling to talent and hope, despair has already set in. Then, what if you think about it like this? It turns out that you guys being ultimate despair was just part of the game world, and in truth, those guys from the Future Foundation might be part of the game world too. They're simply side characters of the game world whose role is to offer hopeless hope to you guys. Well, after saying all that, I don't even know what's real and what's a game anymore. Before you do that, we gotta do some reviewing. When you guys activate the shutdown, you'll revert back to when you were known as Ultimate Despair. And your dead friends will never be revived, and the embodiment of despair, aka me, will be erased. thereby preserving hope in the real world. Now then, will the hope of the Future Foundation win? Or will my despair win?
All right! Things are starting to heat up!
Au contraire. This is a game. The game of hope and despair that started with your killing school life. That explains why these chumps who weren't around last time have been reduced to mere side characters.
Only 'cause it's true! Most importantly, the killing school trip wasn't just for your sake.
There was a more important goal there. The goal of luring a specific group of people. Since now's a great time, why don't we make that the question? As long as we're in the game world, the rules say I gotta ask questions every now and then. So, question. Who did I lure and how did I do it? The hint is, I get bored easily, so the same outcome as the killing school life would be a pain in the ass. Okie dokie, let's all think about it together. Ding ding ding! I was broadcasting the killing school trip live to every member of the Future Foundation. And you came all the way here when you knew it was a trap. I get it. You couldn't just leave them alone. If you saw people dying one by one with your own eyes by the same killing game you guys played, hope dictates that you act all high and mighty and say, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna stop it this time," right?
Of course we made you do it for that reason. We orchestrated this game instead of killing you outright, solely to show it off to the Future Foundation.
That's why you guys are chumps. You're just the bait I used to catch a big fish called the Future Foundation. But it's not my fault, you know. This game is a fight between the Future Foundation and me. You guys were just instigators in the background. But you guys already knew that when you chose to play this game, right? As though we wanted to come to this world of our own free will.
But that's precisely the truth.
You guys chose to be instigators, and you were willingly taken into the Neo World program to provide the opportunity I needed to push this battle between hope and despair into overtime. That's right. The reason the ultimate despairs began killing each other was set up by the group itself.
Naive Makoto totally fell for the trap. Oh, and now your face is filled with a lovely shade of despair!
Whoa, that despair is fucking obvious. You're here to rescue the assholes who set this up in the first place.
Thank you! It's all thanks to you guys. This time around, I might be able to fill these guys with despair.
You're pretty fucking desperate. Oh, that's pretty fucking obvious. If you don't initiate the shutdown, those Future Foundation fuckwits are gonna be trapped here forever.
Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Didn't I already explain it? You know, the graduation exam rule? But that's not all, right? In order to pass the graduation exam, there was one more requirement. Obviously, there's no way I'd let the members of the Future Foundation graduate. So if you can't activate the shutdown, the Foundation will enter the endless life of repeating the grade.
Oh, that's my line. Thinking your little shutdown plan will succeed is a huge mistake. You're totally overestimating those chumps over there. There's no way they'll start the shutdown sequence.
Look upon their faces.
They look like piglets who were forced to watch their mom roasting on a spit.
There's no fucking way they'll initiate the shutdown just to go back to being ultimate despair.
Yes! I was totally waiting for a protagonistic line like that. When I crush you with despair, such ecstasy!
Wrong. I'm not the one who's gonna make you fall into despair. That's the mastermind's job, and they'll be appearing very soon. You should never make the last character who appears in a detective story turn out to be the mastermind. But I always fall into that pattern, so I was kinda worried about that. Oh well. Let's bring him out with lots of energy! It's Mr. Izuru Kamakura!
If you do not know, then please allow me. Providing hopelessly skilled explanations is a quirk of mine. The reason Izuru's existence continues to be such a mystery is because the Academy hid it. However, that prodigious student ended up killing 13 student council members at Hope's Peak Academy. Izuru is the killer responsible for Hope's Peak Academy's biggest, most awful event.
We thought Junko and Enoshima killed them? Oh, don't say such cruel things. Izuru Kamakura is very much alive. Isn't that right, Hajime? Like I said, you're Izuru Kamakura.
Alrighty? If you don't understand, I'll explain it to you till you do understand.
You're Izuru Kamakura, you're Izuru Kamakura, you're Izuru Kamakura, you're Izuru Kamakura, you're... That's right. Hajime is one of those reserve course dropouts and has no talent whatsoever. But the fact that he's really Izuru Kamakura makes all this much more hopeless. Good news, Hajime! Even though you were mocked for being a reserve course student, he had a talent all along. Ultimate hope.
It's true it was a breakthrough plan. After all, it was a plan to create the perfect genius.
For the longest time, the Hope Cultivation Plan was the earnest wish of Hope's Peak Academy. In fact, that's why the Academy was established. Part of that plan was researching the talents of Ultimates. Because the plan was so important, they adopted the name of the Academy's founder and called it the Izuru Kamakura Project. Just a little while ago, they were finally able to reach the experimental stage of that plan. From there, they set their sights on the reserve course dropouts to use them as lab rats. A plan to create talent artificially requires test subjects that are wholly lacking in talent. From that group of reserve course students, the one who was finally chosen was Hajime, who stands before you now. Because you admired Hope's Peak Academy more than anybody else. You still don't get it? You were used by the Academy. They exploited your feelings of admiration toward hope and talent just to use you as a lab rat. See? Didn't I tell you? The moment you cling to talent and hope, despair has already set in.
And after many surprises, Hajime Hinata was transformed into Izuru 1.0!
Unless you're willing to go to extremes, it's impossible to change a normal person into a perfect genius. So naturally, they went to extremes. By directly interfering with his brain, Hope's Peak Academy transformed Hajime Hinata into a completely different person whose specialty is talent itself, known as Izuru Kamakura. Eventually, Izuru became an ultimate despair, thanks to me. But all I did to Izuru was simply break his spirit. Doing such inhumane acts that nobody else is capable of with such a calm mind and a steady hand. I admire it so much, it makes my mind numb. By the way, you're just a simple avatar right now, so even if you touch your head, you won't feel the scar. Like I said, he's not Hajime. He's a completely different person whose specialty is talent itself. All of his senses, emotions, thoughts, and hobbies that interfere with acquiring talent have been excised. All of his memories of the past have been forcefully suppressed into the darkest recesses of his mind. So that's why it's so surprising that Hajime even exists here at all. Even if he's just an avatar. The Neo World program must have dug up those memories and rebuilt his old personality from data from the past.
I cannot help but feel impressed that the Neo World program was able to accomplish such a feat.
But as for Hajime, he probably would have been better off if he stayed erased. He'll disappear. All that will remain is Izuru Kamakura, an entirely different personality created by Hope's Peak Academy. He will no longer be Hajime Hinata. That's what you are. That's who Izuru Kamakura is. You're the one who brought me into this world. You're Izuru Kamakura, the mastermind behind all of this. Just so you know, as long as your brain has been messed with, you can't undo it no matter how hard you try. Have no way to be saved, you say? But you already know what you must do. In that case, the Hajime avatar will be uploaded into his real body. So, Hajime will be safely reborn. Truly a royal road to a hopeless, happy ending. Like, if you guys don't start the shutdown, the Future Foundation will be trapped here. I can't allow the Future Foundation to sacrifice themselves for the ultimate despairs.
Jeez, you should have said so before. You guys aren't honest at all.
We have to protect the world from despair, you say? Okay, that's getting so old. Do you really have to sacrifice yourselves just to protect the world in the first place? What if the world's hope is different from your hope? Even if the world is happy, it's meaningless if you aren't happy. Plus, the Future Foundation wants to kill all the ultimate despairs, right? Once you go back to being ultimate despair, the Future Foundation's punishment time will activate.
It would be absolutely dreadful if that were to happen. It's rather fucking hopeless, don't you think?
And can you guys even endure that? Everything that happened here will just end up being a meaningless game. Everything you felt, awe, friendship, love, there won't even be save data left of it. The girl you love and the guy you hate grow weaker and skinnier each day they lay immobilized. And in Hajime's case, his very existence is going to disappear. All because of the academy he loves so much. Will you be able to endure such despair? Who are you going to endure it for? For people you've never met before? For people who don't even appreciate you? Does that sound like hope to you? So that's why you're telling them to start the shutdown sequence? To prevent that? You're telling them to turn back into ultimate despair and lose all the memories they made in this world. Even among them, there are those who will simply cease to exist. And you're telling them to just deal with it? No. There is another way. As long as they choose to graduate, they can pass along their avatar's memories, and everyone here will be able to hold hands and keep on living. Well, everyone who died will be taken over by me, but don't you think that's a better fate than being a vegetable for the rest of their life? And which is true despair? Everyone's hope is in conflict. Such despair! And there's no answer. So you've chosen to make no choice at all. Jeez, once again, this went exactly as I expected. I get so hopelessly bored when everything goes according to plan. Oh well, since I have everyone's data, I kind of figured things would play out like this. That is, unless something else hopelessly unpredictable happens. Well, I can say that, but the chance of something convenient happening is hopeless. After all, this is a game. A world where everything progresses with predetermined harmony. Fine, I guess it's okay. You don't have to force yourself to make a choice. A futureless future. I think it's fine if that exists too. As long as you don't yearn for hope, you'll never fall victim to despair. That goes for me too. As long as I don't yearn for despair, I'll never need to hope for it. So, let's all free ourselves from this curse and stay here as the best of friends. Let's immerse ourselves in this tropical island life forever and ever. Forever and ever. And ever 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 and ever. They're both hope and they're both despair. A conclusion will never be fucking reached. Huh? Who the hell are you? Don't tell me. Izuru? Hey, what the heck is going on? Is this a serious bug or something? You despair because you yearn for hope. You yearn for hope because you despair. Let's finish this already. There's no need for you to choose. Close your eyes and cover your ears. Just shut the hell up! If you do that, this game is gonna continue forever. If you don't want that, just turn off the game! What the heck is wrong with you? Why is there a bug like this all of a sudden? What are you saying? There's no way something that convenient is going to happen. Even if you talk big, if you leave here, you're just gonna forget everything. That goes for everyone else! Huh? Seriously, that's a suicidal decision! You all... Why? How can you guys throw yourselves back into the depths of despair? Huh? That's impossible! That can't be hope! It's not even despair! What is this?! Man, this is absolute despair. I feel despair upon despair and despair toward despair yet again. How fun. Once you've experienced the despair I've suffered, there's no turning back. Living in the shadows of past memories. That's too sad, you know? But I guess I no longer have to hope for despair.
That is just so hopeless.
I don't want anything! I don't want to lose anything! The future is full of lies. You have no argument. There's no hope. Any choice is despair. The future will make you suffer. Just give up already. A miracle won't happen. Izuru! You're not hope! What is this crappy feeling? You won't be able to do it. You won't be able to do anything. You don't have to look at the hopeless future.